today. Lymph flush, because I keep saying it, and then like I did it at the end of the last session, but breathing and then lymph flush. Hold on for 1 second while this thing gets set up. Yeah, it's a cat exercise morning. It's a, you want to come in and say hi to the people on the TV screen, just so that it proves that I'm, oh, hold on. Sometimes I feel like there's a snuffleupagus, like it, like if people don't know that there's another person in the room, there's another person in the actual room. Amazing. Oops, let me hide that. Okay, we're gonna do the lymph flush. So starting with breath, and inhale, open, stretch it out and up, and just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. So I think I called this live stream exercise Laban, Bartenieff, and space. So let's just take up space as we're here, just getting big. Inhale, opening up into your vertical, into your vertical. We're moving through the vertical plane into the vertical dimension. Yeah. If you can face the sun or face the outside, like take in the world around you. Yeah, if I was facing east, the sun is this way. Like if we really take in the world facing south, the sun is this way. Not the sun, the south is this way. And then the west is this way. I was thinking about that, about the sun salutation as being a salutation to the sun. It's not an exercise, it's an honoring, right? It is to be present with the sun. So, yeah, then that's that first thing if we open into ourselves and feel who we are in that place. So, yeah, let's do the horizontal plane. And in the horizontal, we're moving through all, right? The front, the side, the back. We have just taken out the up and down, circling, spiraling. And you could think of this like, you know, those sprinklers that all the water goes everywhere, those crazy sprinklers. Think of this as your opportunity to sprinkle out whatever crap you're holding onto that isn't serving you. So, like, let something go, some free flow, sprinkle out whatever kind of crapola you need to sprinkle out. Try not to aim it at other people, right? Just shake it out of your own body, deal with your own stuff, and then come in. And let's do sagittal too. So we're going to inhale up, and we're going to exhale, bend your knees, take it down, circle, arms back. So this is again the sagittal plane. Lift, exhale, bend your knees. If we were in modern dance class, we might do this with a little bit more energy. Exhale down, inhale, exhale up. If we really wanted to be exciting about it, we could do an arm circle to go down and then come up, and an arm circle up. So arm circles are a big Bartenieff thing. If that hurts at all, arms are circling, they just keep circling. Lift your chest and heart. Yeah. And the Bartenieff fundamentals, just to name this, are kind of like, it's like fundamentals of what movement is. So circling our arms is one of those. We could swim with that, right? Same thing in the sagittal, swimming. And then we get this contralateral pattern. Also, if we pick up a knee, we add this cross-body movement, cycling and circling in the planes. All right, let's do the lymph flush before we go any further. So rubbing your hands together. Maybe shake out anything extra. Let your face and neck and tongue relax. And then we're going to take our right hand to this upper quadrant, just above your clavicle, also known as your collarbone. So this is where the lymphatic fluid is going to drain back into the system before it comes out again. So we want to clear the pathways in, starting closest to the where they come back into the center, which is around our heart. Do the other side, same thing. Some people kind of go very gently and small. If that feels good to you, go for it. But I'm more of a, like, let's get the whole thing moving. And if I move a little bit on the inside and the outside, then I'm getting the movement from two different sides, from two different areas. It is definitely going to move. Neck and tongue relaxed. And then you can go to the angle of the jaw. I'm going to do them both at the same time. So there's a huge bunch of lymph nodes right here behind our jaw. And you can be more gentle in there if that feels good. Like listen into your own body. Like sometimes if they're tender, that's because they are actually swollen. So we want to just encourage them gently and lovingly to let that fluid move, right? So nothing's getting blocked. Tongue, neck, throat, relaxed. Ugh. We're going to do the one face one here and maybe go up onto our head. So right next to your nose, move your face around. Ugh. Ugh. I know you can also go under your cheekbone. Just like when my sinuses get stuffy, I like to just move that a little bit. Looks really good too, really fashionable. It's like I like to go out on dates and then suggest that we do this together as a way of like really showing who I am. Shake it out. Just kidding. I don't go on dates. Take it up. I said we were going to do one spot. We're going to do more than one. Just pulling up. Again, this is also a great attractor of. Feels good, right? From your nose up towards your eyebrows, ridge of the eye. Especially get this part where you're pulling your nose up. Anyway, shake that out. Let's do the top of the head. So, like, I'm going to ruin my hair, but find that top area. There's like a big suture joint here, and then the front plate is here. Suture, two big plates there. Get in there. Move your skin around, right? If your skin is kind of stuck and not moving, get it to move a little bit. Gentle, doesn't have to be super intense. Then you're going to work your way down. I like to do it like really scratchy in there. Oh, hair is so ruined. Can I even find my part? Clearly, not one of my most important things is looking well put together, but somehow I think I manage it. Okay, we're going to come back to this part of the angle of the jaw, and we're just going to slide gently down our neck towards our collarbone. So now we may have gotten some fluid in our heads, in our craniums, in our faces moving. We just want to encourage it back down into this this drainage point. So just drawing down and in. Oh, hello, body. Yeah, and then shake that out. Let it go. Armpit. So armpit, pec. You can kind of squeeze in, make a sandwich. You can move your arm around. If that feels tender, be very gentle with yourself, listening in to how your body is feeling. As I press buttons on my computer and get entirely lost. Switch it to the other side. So this is my left hand to my right. The left side of our body is like doing 3/4 of the body drainage. The right side is doing the right side and the cisterna-chyli, but the left side is doing the whole left side and the right leg. So we want to make sure that we start with the left being clear, at least up here. Okay, then cisterna-chyli, the little one. Here's your xiphoid process down in the middle. You can kind of squish in. Oh, yeah, if you've done a ton of like ab work, it might be that you have a lot of muscles covering over that. So let that soften. Let your hands get in there. Maybe even moving around inside. And then coming down to inguinal fold, getting that. Oh, you guys can't even see it because of the way I have my camera, but there they are, the stars of the show with the mermaid. Yeah, they're really sweet. And then the last place is behind the eye of your knee. So right in there. This is something you could do every day, right? And would be good to do every day. Shake it all out, let it go. Maybe bouncing, jumping, letting all the lymph inside our body clear, right? Big detoxifier of the body. Our breath is also a detoxifier, and they work together. Deep diaphragmatic breathing is going to stimulate our lymph. Movement stimulates our lymph. Sweating, another great detoxifier. So breathing, sweating, lymphatic. These are ways to clear stuff from your system that we can do every day, our own selves, without anyone else's help. Let's take it down to the floor. And cross-legged position. Do you have enough room over there? I feel like I might have crowded you out. Circles. Oh, you can also take the block. The cat spit block. This block has like, the cat was just chewing on it. There's like spit, there are new holes. Why? Why do they like to eat things like that? Of course we know who it was. Change direction, other way. Yeah, the one with the digestive problems. He likes to eat the block. Oh, big time wrestling. And then come in, side stretch. Inhale, open. Exhale, sideways. Inhale, open. Exhale, sideways. Let's circle the whole way around, taking it around. Oh, my knee is so much better because I can actually sit in this cross-legged position and I'm not feeling it. And then let's change legs. Non-dominant leg comes in front. Let's change the exercise. Take it down and just shift from side to side. So free up your spine. Tail to head, head to tail. In this forward fold. If we were talking in terms of space, sitting here in this cross-legged position, in terms of platonic solids, like if I sit up like this is as close to a tetrahedron shape as I can get, right? Here's a triangle, here's a triangle, there's a triangle, and then there's the one underneath me. So that's like our body in the form of a tetrahedron. Just talking space. It's like if I lean slightly forward, I am in my tetrahedron. All right, let's unscramble and just roll across your butt. Massage through one side and the other. Compression and shear as it's moving through there, right? So if I move around a little bit on that muscle, kind of just soft movement, I'm going to massage out the back of my hip. Good. And then let's take it all the way down. Laying all the way down on your back. Lengthen the whole thing out. Get as long as you can. One side and then the other. Upper versus lower pattern and a right versus left pattern, right? I'm stretching one side and then I'm stretching the other. And then let's take a heel rock. So digging your heels into the floor. Head, neck, jaw, tongue relaxed. Let that movement ripple up and down through your body. This is a Bartenieff. Well, this is sort of like a pre-fundamental, but this is a Bartenieff exercise. Most of us have learned how to really stabilize our core. This is about mobilizing the core, finding some fluidity. And then let's make it a little more free flow, like kind of popcorn it a little bit. So it's not just up and down, there's a little bit of side. Free it up, you can bend your knees, you can let your head and tail move. So again, finding some freedom in the whole torso, right? Finding some mobility. We've overstabilized, especially if you are a Pilates person, and probably if you're a yoga person, definitely if you're a ballerina, most likely if you're a weightlifter, like all the things you have probably learned how to do this really well, and then letting go of that and having movement can be difficult. So finding the movement. All right, let's take our hands down by our sides. Slide your heels up so you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Inhale, lift up as high as you can and circling with the pelvis. Circles through. If we were standing, these would be in the horizontal plane, right? But as we're laying down, it changes. Change direction, other way. And I could nerd out on the possibilities of how we look at that, but I'm not going to. Bring it into center, and let's bring the feet just a little closer together. Just dip the right hip down, and then inhale, push up. Dip the left hip down, inhale, press it up. One hip dips and push through the ceiling, the other hip dips, pressing up. Dip and push, dip and push, dip and push, dip and push. So we're working the back of our body. We're opening the front of the body. Our guts are not going to spill out. So we don't need to squeeze in the front. We can let the front be soft and easy. Push, drop, push, drop, push. Last one. Roll it down through your spine. Come all the way down to the floor. Arms and legs out. Shake it out. Let it go. A little free flow. Make some sound. Get some air out of your body. Whenever we add the vocal sound, vocal cord sound, there's going to be more breath than if we don't. I mean, we might be breathing really deeply, but you have to have enough, you have to have air coming out to make a sound. And also, if we think about people who have a hard time being loud, it's partly about breath not being able to come out, right? There's not enough air moving through to push the sound. Happy baby from there. I feel like I just can't say things loud. Or the sort of like gravitas of engagement with the vibrational forces of our vocal cords. Free up the legs, free up the back, wiggle around. Yeah, and any kind of cultural or familial patterning about you're too much, you should be quiet, don't say anything, is going to inhibit your breathing, right? And I feel like, especially for women, like when I've taught in gyms, making noise with breath is a challenge. Like they don't want to do it. And I feel it. It's like, me too. You know, it's in all of us of a certain age. Use your breath. Make noise. Take up space. This is also true for some men, but more so for women. I feel like it was usually the men in my class that, if men have come to a mat class, they already are not too worried about other men's opinions of them. And also they would just make noise, a lot of them. It's like, oh, you told me to make noise, so I did. You said to breathe loud, okay. Right? They can take that in, but women, it seemed like more of a struggle. That may be different now. I don't know. All right, let's take our hands on our knees, big circles, lubricating up your hip sockets, releasing your lower back, easy and loose. Oh, it's beautiful outside. Like this, the wind is blowing in the trees. Change direction. This can be very free flow. You don't have to hold a lot of tension. We're trying to get more fluid. So here's just a thought. Like we've been really trained, of my generation, and I'm 52. And I think so people older, maybe a little bit younger, to really think it's all muscles and bones. They do the work. But in reality, it's the whole system moving together. And we can also move in much more fluid ways when we use the fluid movement. Like we engage with the fluids, we engage with the breath. So we have this different kind of movement. It's not just mechanical muscles and bones. It's all working together. All right, so let's take our hands down by our sides, under your butt, big circles with your legs, up, out, down, and in, or small circles. Really work with the size that feels good to you. If you're popping and clicking in the joint, you can either make them smaller and really feel your leg coming down into your hip socket, like feel that movement in the hip socket by letting the leg drop in. That's one way. Or you can really think of reaching out of the hip socket. If you're hypermobile, then I would suggest think of like retracting the leg into the hip socket. If you're very tight, I would think of reaching the leg out of the hip socket. Yeah, I don't have any popping and clicking in there. My body is really accustomed to doing this, and I love this exercise. Last one. Let's open the feet slightly wider than your hips. Internally rotate one leg at a time. You can take your arms up over your head in this V shape. Feel that spiral through your body, from your fingers down through the tissue, out through your knee. Letting that open up the whole front of the fascia, that whole front. If we were talking like anatomy trains, like the whole front fascial train, we're getting this big stretch. And sometimes, like, we've learned to not let our ribs pop, play a little bit with letting them pop, letting them come back. Or we've learned like suck your belly in, play with sticking it out, right? Give your body some play through the range of possibility as opposed to this is how it's supposed to be in this one way. We want to play with shifting what it can do and what it's been told to do, right? Because all of those choices that people have decided about how our body should look, or, oh, your butt's sticking out too much, your hips or whatever, like the things that people have told you about your body, or your belly is sticking out, maybe they're not true. Maybe it's not right. So just take that in as like, maybe I can feel into my body of what feels good to my body. Let's take a really small, gentle little rock here. Try to relax your belly and just let your legs kind of do the push, letting a ripple of movement move through. So we're finding the capacity of the fluids moving our body, right? So it's not all bone, muscle, pushing, pulling. That's there too, but it doesn't have to be the main dominating force. Letting the neck and head release, tongue relaxed. And I just have to tell you this thing that I learned about cats because it's so cool. And it's about cats' spines. One of the reasons why cats are like some of the fastest animals in the animal kingdom is that their spine can really lengthen and compress, right? So they go into the compression to spring out. And we think about that. It's like their discs have extra squishiness and extra volume. But for us too, we can elongate our spines and sort of come back into more compression. And when we do that movement, it is giving the discs and the vertebra a capacity to renegotiate the space in there. So just thinking about that, this I learned in that documentary on Netflix about cats. Highly recommend it. It's only like an hour. It's really cute. Rolling from side to side, opening and closing. You can do it with bent knees to start. Let this massage out your back. So this is a right versus left pattern, also known as homolateral. Right, that this was a upper versus lower pattern, sort of a push-pull, not a lot of pull in it, but there is some push. Homologous, upper versus lower, side to side, homolateral. You can open out through the middle. Let your hands and feet have some freedom so they can explore the space, pointing, flexing, whatever they want to do. Oh, yes, on Thursday, we did a big core distal class. So core, center, distal, edges, right? The relationship from in to out, core, distal. Reaching in, reaching out. Just to throw that in there. Let's roll back and forth again, rounding your spine. If it feels good to take it into a plow, go for it. If it doesn't feel good going forward, backward, roll side, side instead. This plow business is one of the only ways to really stretch my back for me because my hamstrings are so open. All right, let's flip over. I've got all this product because I touched my hair. It's like all on my hands, all slimy. I'm going to try and rub it off on my clothes before we go into, let's go all fours. Let's do this. We're going to do opposite arm to leg. We're going to stay with one pattern. So it'll be right arm, left leg, or left arm, right leg. You're going to be out and in with the same arm for 10. Going 1, inhale, open, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch it to the other diagonal. 1, 2, contralateral movement. 3, 4, that means cross body. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm drooling and spitting. As I said, this is the sexy program. Make faces, drool and spit, circle around, hips and butt. So in this, we've got upper, lower, and side, side, what we're doing in patterning. And change direction the other way. front space, back space, side space. We're getting all of that in there. Let's take it down to elbows and knees. Arch, curl your toes under, and then curl, push and round. Toes curl under for the arch. Top of the feet for the curl. Arch and curl. Last one, arch and curl. And let's take it into a, if you can, butt up to the ceiling here on your forearms. Yeah, from this position I can really see my feet, right? I'm going to lift up onto my tippy toes and then lower my heels. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Bring your feet next to each other. Take one leg up as high as it can go. Push, 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 and open. And release it down. The other leg out. Push, push, push. And release it down. One leg. Open. You can always bring your knees to the floor if you need to. Other leg. And down. One leg. We're going to stay up there and pulse. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it down. Are you cramping? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it down, coming into a forearm plank. We're going to lower the pelvis to the floor, tops the feet, open and look, curl the toes under, and just pick up the pelvis. Pelvis is going to drop, toes. You can even push in your arms, lower down, curl your toes, lift it up. Pelvis drops, reach. If you feel like pushing with your hands, do it. Curl, lift, drop, reach, curl, up, drop, up. Last one. And take it all the way down. Bend your knees. Windshield wipers, let it go. Relax your back, relax your butt. Breathing. Big, deep breathing. Let your tail wag like a happy dog. Stick out your butt a little bit, like actively reach. And then come in, curl your toes under, head on your hands, push up and down. Try to relax as much as you can in that position. Breathing, letting go. Soften and melt. And let's come up and do regular old Pilates swimming, but with a pumping breath. So the pumping breath is a big, you're huffing and puffing, blowing the house down. You are the big bad wolf. Off we go. Lift the whole thing up, float it around. Take your hands next to your chest, press all the way up, open. Take your tail back, round your spine, and I have got to get a tissue because all my huffing and puffing was kind of snotty. Have a moment of free, independent thought, feeling into your own body. Yeah, if you want to huff and puff, you will find out if you've got a bunch of boogers in your nose. It's a really nice class today. We're talking about really tea time things, tea party things, not the political tea party, the Mad Hatter's tea party. Press it up. Side plank. Pulsing up, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Long body. Feel the length of your body. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it down. Swing it around. Take it to the other side. Pressing it up. Long torso. 1, 2, 3. Head reaching away from your tail. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it down. And again, swing your legs around and come down. So if this, let's just do that, because this is often, when I've been teaching classes, it's the transition from move to move that's actually the hardest part for most people. And in reality, that's the most functional part. That's what we actually have to do in life, is make these transitions. So we're going to press up, come down, swing our legs around to the other side. Press it up, come down, swing it around. Press it up, down, and around. Oh, hello, butt. Press it up, down, and around. Press it up, down, and around. And if you have no room where you are and you have to keep rolling over, you could also just do one side, the other side, from the back this way or from the front, right? So it's all this shifting from place to place that is really the meat and potatoes of movement. Or maybe the meat and potatoes isn't what we want to say. The vitamins. Meat and potatoes, maybe not the best thing for you and your body. All right. Let's take it into, let's do a little bit of arm work. We're going to do some work with weights. Do you want me to use weights or do you want that one? Because there's 2 sets. No weights for you? Okay, we're going to come up to standing. Do you want them? Sure. Okay. And so we're going to go fingers, roll it up to your shoulders, and then take it down and roll it down and out. So it's a little kinetic chain of movement from joint to joint. Rolling up and then down. Roll the thing out. Yeah. Rolling up. So you're really curling in up here, right? So it's not just like this where my wrist isn't doing anything, but it's like this. I'm twisted in and then coming up. So we're just affecting the tissue differently when we do it this way. Like I can feel a huge stretch in my wrist when I move through this portion of it. And we're not also trying to like, oh, I lifted up, 30 pounds. This is really good with small weight, just to mobilize that tissue. This is the money moment, this curl in. You could curl in, lift up, right? Just so that we're getting this mobility through our tissue, as opposed to thinking I'm building my muscles. What I'm more interested right now is having access to movement in my body. Strength so I can do pole work, but I'm not trying to have big muscles. All right, we're going to do a different thing. You're going to turn one hand out, reach, bring it in and down, out, reach, in and down. Then you're going to have the other arm going in the opposite direction. So you're giving a little out and in. Right? If we were in dance class, we would probably be doing this higher with more of a shoulder. We're going to get there in a minute, with more of a shoulder relationship. But for right now, we're thinking wrists, elbows, into the torso, into the arms. If you have heavy weights, be very careful. This is great with maybe 1s, 2s, or 3s. Okay, let's let that go. And now, just put your weights down for a second. We'll do the shoulder version, dance class, where it's here and here, letting your whole arm, scapula, rotate in as the other one rotates out, right? So we're getting that massive amount of movement. Feel your head move however it wants to. So we have a righting response where our reflex is to keep our head vertical. Let it change. It might feel good to look at your arm or at your shoulder. And then let's add, how would we do this? Yeah, you would just bend the knee of the back arm. If anything else is happening, if your version's different than mine, that's okay, we're moving. Yeah. Good, and relax that, just shake it out. Circles with the shoulders. So I think especially now that we have, lives that spend a lot of time here and here, we really need to think about how we're negotiating the relationships within our own body, from our fingertips, through our hand, through our wrist, elbow, into chest, lungs, heart, right? All of this is one big connected system. Let's take the arms. I'm going to do a little bit more arms. Let's do this. You're going to circle on the right and circle on the left. So it's dropping and circling. And there's a big head-tail movement here, right? We're kind of making this figure 8 with our body. Weight shift, figure 8 with the arms, massive head-tail connection, head to tail, rippling through, kinetic chain of movement. Which if we were really feeling it, we could jump, right? If you want to get more activity there. So what is being discovered a lot, and this is my Huberman podcast exercise physiology moment, is that when people stop doing things, our body breaks down more. If we keep doing things and we keep trying and we keep walking and we keep running, our body builds the strength to keep doing that, right? Which doesn't mean if you've never run to go for a 10-mile run. Like we want to build really slowly to add these things, but we were made to move. We were made to walk. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but if our longevity really depends on our health span, how healthy are we for our life? Can we move? Circling the knees, see it happening over there. It's a good idea. Let your feet really mobilize with that. So spread out your toes. What's that?
I see it happening over
Yeah, she's doing it. So I'm like, oh, we probably should be doing that. That's how I teach a lot of classes. If I see somebody doing something, not so much here in Zoom, but sometimes in Zoom, I go, oh, we might want to do that. Look at her. She's the kitty. I've just got to share this kitty moment. She's gotten up. There's on that ledge because she could climb through the chair. She's not really a jumper, I think because of her lack of a tail. She's a Manx. But the white kitty jumps up on those edges and like sits up there all the time. So she got to climb up and sit in an edge because there was a chair there. She used the tool. It's really funny. Yeah, like she tried to jump up once and like totally fell down. So it's really cute. I know she's got her hand on the chair. All right, let's do a figure 8. Figure 8 one way and then the other. Now, free up your pelvis, free up your mind around what your body and your pelvis should or shouldn't be doing. And then free it up around what everyone else's body and pelvis should or shouldn't be doing. Freedom in the pelvis. Ha. And then change direction if you can. Think of the figure 8, right? Do it in the figure 8. And like I could do this so that my hips stay pointing front, or I can do it that I'm really moving my hips in a more spirally pattern, right? This internal rotation. Yeah, shake it out, let it go. Freeing your pelvis will free up your spine a lot. Shake, shake, shake. Let's see what time it is. Let's take it back down to the floor and do some arm stuff. We are going to do a little more strength stuff. So we'll do, I'm on this wrists kick today, kind of. Taking it down, we'll just do this little wrist push-up, which is the more your hands are under your body, the more weight you're bearing, the more you're going to work the muscles. But if it's hurting, take them further away so you're not putting so much weight on them. So you're going to press up onto your tippy fingers, lower, and bend your elbows and up. So pressing up and through, lowering down, elbows to the floor, push. I would say like I have a lot of my weight in my hips and butt, like probably like 60 to 80%. So my arms aren't doing that much work, but it feels like something. So I'm just trying to keep my weight sort of forward so my arms are doing just as much as feels good to me today, which could be very different than tomorrow. Good, we're going to change this. We're going to take the hands. We're not going to do, let's do the same thing. You're going to push up and down. Obviously, you can bend your elbows a little bit. It's going to be different, but heels of the hands are forward, pushing up and lowering down. You can take the bend or not. I can see that my right arm is like more developed than my left, right? My right arm is much stronger. Relax that, let it go. Let's do the figure 8s with our hands. But I also can feel that my right hand has more movement restrictions. Often our stronger side is often less flexible than the other side. Look at her. I know. The cat, it's just very cute. All right, let's do let's just do flat out push-ups. So knees on or off the floor, just a set of 10. I'm going to do tricep push-ups, so elbows coming into my sides. One set of 10 tricep push-ups. Going 1, 2, 3. If you want to do different ones, go for it. 4, you can take your knees off. 5, whatever works for you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it down, relax. Child's pose if you want. Free up your spine. I'm pushing down into my hands in my child's pose, so I'm getting this little bit of activation. And then I'm gonna push down into the floor. Then I'm gonna retract my shoulder blades, pull my hands into my body. Then I'm gonna push them as far away as I can as I drop down. So I'm gonna push with my hands down into the floor, draw my shoulder blades down my back, and then lengthen my shoulder blades out as far as they can go. Shoulders coming up to my ears, reaching with my arms. Push down into your hands, retract your shoulder blades, and then reach it out. Push into the floor. Oops. Draw the, my mat is failing me. And then reach, reach, reach. My mat was really nicely glued to the floor, and then it unstuck itself. All right, let's open up into a straddle. Yeah, so I feel like as we get older, we need to be really mindful of the types of working out that we're doing. And it's important to do some stuff where you are really pushing yourself, right? We want to do stuff and build strength, but we also want to do it in a smart way. And a 22-year-old gym teacher isn't going to know what's best for your body if you're like a 45-year-old or a 60-year-old woman. They might know some of the stuff, but they're not going to have the same experience. So you really need to trust into your own body. Elbow to the floor and lift. Yeah, if we were taught at a very early age to really listen in, and which doesn't mean don't push it. It means be smart about pushing it. We're going to add to this. You're going to take it down to the side, stretch your arms out. Let's open it up through the top, blossoming, heart, lungs, and chest. Hands behind your head, down, reach it out, open, open, open. Hands behind your head, down, reach it out, and open. Also, like the male-female thing, there's a pretty good chance that your trainer, well, I'm just not going to say it. No, I am going to say it. Sometimes we know what our bodies need more than other people, and just really keep that happening for yourself, that you're checking in on a regular basis and being like, not, oh, am I too tired, or maybe am I too tired, but like, is this too much? Because I feel like so often there is our intuition saying, wait a minute, slow down, be more careful here, and we need to listen to that. That's what I'm saying. Listen to your own intuition. Bring your legs in, bang them up and down, and then be willing to say no to other people. And also be willing to say yes to other people. If you say no too much, maybe you need to say yes. If you say yes too much, maybe you need to say no. Bring it in, take it down, shift from side to side. And let's come up and let's actually do some space stuff. So we'll do the dimensional cross of axis. And I am going to start on my left, but it will be your right. So we're going to go up, place high, and place low, up and down. We're going to cross over, crossing over, and opening wide, and then taking it backwards and forwards. Same thing, same side. Vertical dimension, up and down. It has two directions, side, side, horizontal dimension, side to side, sagittal, backwards and forwards. My other half of my body is working as a counter tension. One more time on this side. Vertical, up, down, horizontal, side across, side open, sagittal, backwards and forwards. Same thing on the other side. Lifting up, vertical, down, horizontal, side across, side open, sagittal, backwards, and forwards. Again, place high, place low, right side, left side. Maybe it's the other way for you. Backwards middle, forwards middle. One more time. Vertical, up, down, horizontal, side across, side open, backwards and forwards. So these are dimensions, right? Vertical dimension, just up and down, horizontal, side, side, sagittal, forward, backward. If we put a shape around this, it would be an octahedron, which I have in the other room, but not out here. Let's do the planes. So we're going to have high right, high left, vertical plane, low right, low left. We have up, down, and side, side. High right, high left, low right, low left. High right, high left, low right, low left. We're going to do the same thing with horizontal. Let's start on the left. It's going to be left forward middle, right forward middle, left back middle, right back middle, left forward middle, right forward middle, left back middle, right back middle. Hitting the four corners of the table in the table plane. We have side, side, and we have forward, backward. Good. Then we're going to do, let's do the sagittal just a little bit differently. Well, yeah, a little bit differently. We're going to go to forward. I'm going to show you sideways. You're going to go forward high, same arm, backward low. That arm is going to go up, backward high, forward low. Forward high, backward low, backward high, forward low. Forward high, backward low, backward high, forward low. Same thing on the other side of your body. Same points. Forward high. Did I do that right? Forward high, backward low. I can't even. Backward high, forward low. Forward high, backward low, backward high, forward low. This is a really weird way that I'm going through the scale, but I'm just trying to hit all the points. We could cycle it too. So let's cycle on this other side. You're going to go forward low, forward high, backward low. Same 4 points. Doesn't matter how we move through them. Backward high, backward low. Let's take the other side and do it. So that was kind of like bowling, right? We're like bowling. Now we're going to do it like a throw. So we're going to go backward high, forward low, backward low. Backward high, forward low, backward low. So that's like cycling through those points. All right, let's do one more set of push-ups. This time it's going to be from a downward dog. Your hands are in a diamond shape. Your butt is up in the air and your knees can be bent. And you're going to walk your feet in a little bit closer. So it's like this. And you're trying to touch your head towards the floor in between your hands. So you want to make sure you're bearing weight on your arms. Going 1, 2, you can bend your knees if you need to. 3, 4, 5. I don't touch all the way down. I touch my hair. That's it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax, coming all the way down to the floor. And let's just stretch out our hips. So I'm going to do ankle to knee pose. I think I haven't done anything really like this since I had that knee injury, which has been a couple of months. Ankle to knee. My ankle to knee is crap, but it's okay. Just taking it forward. In a perfect world, this ankle would be under this knee. Breathe into it. And then let that go. Unscramble. Switch it to the other side. Test of, is this one better or worse? Oh. Not so bad. Breathing. Let your breath fill your body, creating space. And then on the exhale, see if you can release into that space. I can also say, like, depending on how stressful it is for you, and this is just a joke, but like creating tension and then relaxing that tension. Like just depending on how hard any of the stuff is for you. I don't mean that. Don't go in there and create tension. Although, I mean, we are in some ways balancing tension and relaxation as we work out, right? When we're working our muscles and then letting go. Shake it all out, rotate in and out, Slide your heels underneath you. Take your butt up to the ceiling. Just shift from side to side. Let your spine release. Let it go. Head, neck, tail, relaxed and easy. Free flow through your spine. And then come into center. Roll it all the way up to the top. Inhale, open. Fill up your lungs, fill up your heart, and then exhale, just shake, shake, shake. Again, like shaking it out like a dog coming out of the water, which happened to me the other day. I was at the Lake Ontario, and one of the dogs came out and like was 2 feet away. I'm like, oh, here it comes. And inhale, lift. And exhale. Let it go. Last one. Deep breath. And exhale. Let it go. So, just letting you know, for my people in New York City, that I am dancing in New York City on the 14th through the 18th of September. And people in TV land, I'm going to end the live stream. Please like, subscribe, and consider donating on Patreon because I am offering all of this stuff for free. So it would be great if you supported me. That's that. But thank you for showing up. Share, subscribe, like, all of those things are all